I have to say, I actually didn't really choose construction. I feel like it kind of chose me. I spent about 15 years in a corporate environment in human resources, and I decided to take a little bit of a break from that lifestyle, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I actually met someone who had a small handyman business. And I thought with my background and experience, I could help grow the business. And I did. He was making $300 a day doing small little jobs. And I helped with the marketing and paperwork to really grow the business. And we went from $300 a day to $300,000 plus projects, within about a year. So he got to the point where he didn't want to be in the business anymore. And I thought, okay, I've been doing this for 3 years. I don't really want to go back to the corporate world. So I'll take it on my own. So it's been an interesting year and a half on my own. I did a lot of the paperwork, licensing, payroll, insurance, banking, the paperwork side of things. And I found myself having to get a lot more involved and learn about the day-to-day hands-on side of the business. So I go out, I meet with the customers, I try to go on most of the estimates with my project manager, check on the job sites, and just really immerse myself however I can, just so I can learn as much as possible. Human resources really is just about the people. It's a field that translates to any industry because you're learning how to deal with people. So I handled hiring, firing, legal issues, benefits, payroll, employee relations, and all different sorts of issues and topics. So it really gave me a well-rounded background that I could bring to this industry. And I have gotten highly involved with the Builders Association. So I'm still doing that sort of corporate feel thing, but I'm also more involved in the day-to-day work. And it really helps me interact with the customers, just knowing how to work with people and my team. And in my previous jobs, especially at Verizon, I was hiring everyone from $10 an hour basic laborers to high level executives. So I learned how to deal with all different types of people and relate to any type of person. And that has definitely helped me in this field where I can go and speak with a customer, and yet I can also go and have a relationship with my employees or my subcontractors and just know how to relate to everyone on different levels. At the moment, a lot of our business is just through word of mouth. Social media has been a great help. Facebook, I join all of the local community groups and I can keep an eye out if somebody's looking for a contractor for some reason or another. I'll try to comment and just say that we're out there. I've found that a lot of people definitely like the woman-owned business aspect of the company as well. We do a lot of our advertising through House as well. That's been a big help in getting us customers. With House, they'll go on and they'll be looking for ideas for decks or lighting or kitchens. And then it will say, do you want to see contractors in your area that do this type of work? And our name will come up and they'll contact us. And just a lot of it though really is through the word of mouth, the good old fashioned word of mouth. I was in physical therapy for a hand issue last summer, and there was a guy next to me, and he was listening to what I was talking about with work. He said, "Oh, I need my porch roof fixed. Can you do that?" And I went over, and it was really funny. I went over, and he had already bought some of the materials, and the owner of the company where he bought the materials from was there. He owns a decking company, and he said, "Oh, I'm always looking for contractors." So we ended up meeting with him and we've done several projects with him already. So it's really all about the networking. I absolutely think that being a woman-owned business helps. There are definitely some people who want to do what they can to support a woman-owned business, which is great. But I feel like a lot of our customers like it because I bring a different touch to the experience. I definitely have a little bit of a different eye for design than all of the guys that work for me. Um, but it's also that communication, that contact. I feel like as a woman, I hate to be stereotypical, but we're usually a little bit better at communication and understanding and just having that personal touch with things. So I think that a lot of our customers really appreciate that. A lot of times when I go on estimates, I don't go in there and announce, oh, I'm the owner. And when they find out, they're like, wait, you? So it's been interesting. There are some people, one of the challenges is that there are some people who look at it like I don't know everything, and I don't know everything, but I have a great team behind me that has helped teach me, and I can rely on it and I can turn to. And that's really what matters, is that we all bring our collective experiences together to make it one cohesive experience for the customer. It's definitely been a very challenging year with the pandemic. A year ago today, the phone was not ringing. Nobody wanted to have anyone in their house. There was so much uncertainty, and it was a really frightening time, especially since I had just really taken this over on my own. Um, and we were mostly shut down. We were allowed to continue with projects that were in progress in New Jersey. And I was very lucky that I had a few projects that we had already started. So I was able to continue working during that time. There were a lot of challenges in those jobs, though. Just usually we would have multiple subs on a job site at one time, somebody working on the electric while the plumber was doing his side, and all of them wanted to be in the house alone. So timelines were greatly extended for that. Some townships weren't doing inspections. Luckily, we had one addition that we were working on, so it was all not in the main living space of the house, so they were able to come in and do the inspections. But the holdups were pretty crazy. A lot of townships were closed down. It was hard to get permits. Some towns didn't want to issue new permits due to the governor's mandate. And then materials were extremely hard to come by. There were so many delays with shipping. So many of the products come from China, and even just pressure treated wood, the chemicals they use to treat it are made in China, and just the delays were insane. And then all of a sudden something happened and people realized they weren't spending money on vacations or going out to dinner or getting their nails done or golf or any of their normal activities. And they were more comfortable with having people in their homes. And all of a sudden it just blew up. And I don't remember ever being this busy in my entire life. It is just so hard to try to keep up with everything. And it's great. It's a good problem to have, but some days it's a little overwhelming. So we've had a hard time finding new employees. Most other contractors that are any good are also very busy at this point in time. So it's even hard to find subs that are available for work. Um, so that's the challenge that we're facing now. And we are still also having delays with materials, not as bad as it was a year ago, but it is definitely bad. And sometimes I'm not sure if it's just an excuse. People tend to try to blame things on COVID now, but a lot of it is still due to that, and a lot of it is just the demand. So the prices are still very high, partially because of material shortages or difficulties in getting things shipped in. And my dog is joining the interview. But it's also the demand is so high right now that everyone is trying to do a deck or trying to do a fence. They're expanding their outdoor spaces because they're spending so much more time at home. We've seen an influx of people looking to build home office spaces because the entire world is changing.